Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, man. This album is crazy. Oh my gosh. Drake did not disappoint. He really responded to all of the Super Bowl hype around the Kendrick stuff with an absolute masterpiece, man. I've been listening to this all morning, and from the time it came out, I knew two tracks in, I'm listening to Mothballs, and I knew, yeah, this is about to go insane, bro. I can successfully say now through listening to all 21 of these tracks that this album is 9.5 to 10 out of 10. I'm not just saying that because obviously like Drake fans, yeah, like no, this album goes insane. This is like a absolute classic, instant classic. And personally, my favorite song right now is the outro track "Greedy." That song, the last 2 minutes of that song are giving out like New Blue Sun, Andre 3K vibes. So mesmerizing. Like play that in a little yoga studio type vibes. I love that song so much. I've played that song at least like 10 to 15 times today since that came out. But like I just keep going through back and listening from 1 to 21 in order, and I can truly say, man, that this album is complete. Now, this album honestly came at a pretty quick and almost instant kind of like push because I mean it was teased back in August, right? Late August, when people actually found out that okay, this is actually in the works, this album's in the works, but there was no set date on that release. And all of a sudden, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, we're getting talks about how Drake's dropping this new collab album with PND on Friday, and it's like, oh shoot. So this album came out of nowhere, but I will tell you, this album is goated already. And we actually do have Drake addressing the Kendrick beef in Gimme a Hug when he says, so he starts off the song like this. Yeah, Drake, elimination, fake intimidation. Take a minute, take a deep breath, have a little bit of patience. Drizzy, you amazing. You the inspiration. You set the bar for the next generation. And then he kind of talks about the end of the verse that he's rapping about. He says that his place in the game, his place in the rap game will never be, replaced. And he occupies a space that nobody else can come into in the rap game, which is definitely true. I mean, if we've known one thing about Drake over the course of his career, it's that he's going to put out some unique hits and he's going to put out timeless records. So this track personally is a great way to address kind of everything that's going on and all of this beef that has came and now is kind of, I wouldn't say settled, but it's like on the side of it's almost kind of being a down trend, I guess. Now it's like trending downward. So, but what I love is that he just truly acknowledges the beef and says, "Yeah, I know what's going on here, and it's really just a minor distraction. I'm not really too worried about it, and that's just kind of who I am. I'm going to continue making these hits, continue putting out good records, and you know, just bolstering and heightening the longevity and the goodness of my discography." That's basically what he has been putting out and saying through this course of this album, and especially this song, "Give Me a Hug." But I honestly think that he's addressed his beef in the exact way he should throughout this song. He talks about 21 Savage and Lil Durk a little bit and kind of their help that they've provided to kind of bolster his career even more. And, I just feel like Drake is going about this the right way in terms of addressing the Kendrick beef, just kind of acknowledging that it's happened. And you know what? Yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to continue putting out heat. And also, PND is an absolute incredible artist, too. We can't forget about that. He puts out absolute stellar sounding vocals that are just so dreamy and they're so lush. They just sound filling, Sound engineers, whoever the sound engineers are on this project, man, they need their flowers for real. I'm giving them their praise right now because just how this album sounds, the vocalists and just the mixing on this album, the sounds sound so incredible. It's just such a nice late night driving through the city or even kind of midday getting through the day type album that you can listen to, and it's perfectly in tune with the most soothing accents that you could imagine. So I'm so happy they put this album out. I had been waiting for this type of collaboration album for a while. And honestly, I'm going to say it right now, this is the best collaboration album Drake has ever put out. It's better than What a Time to Be Alive, for sure. And I know I'm going to get some haters in the comments or on Instagram or my reels, whatever, that are saying that, okay, whoa, you're tripping, blah, blah, blah. Drake and Future put it now. Just hold on. Let's take it back. Let's take a step back, and I'm going to explain this to you, okay? Now, I feel like most people fell in love with Drake's music from that up-tempo, rap, hard-ish rap type style of music, right? Everybody fell in love with that. That was kind of what we all thought of as Drake being kind of like that's who he was from the beginning. But when he started to really dive in and experiment with these slower R&B type tracks that create that mood that's chill, that's easy to vibe to, more laid back, intimate experience, right, for the listener. That's when I really think Drake separated himself from the rest of the game. And that's why I feel like this album just puts him even further up at the top in terms of, you just kind of like compared to everybody else in terms of their lyrical and just kind of creative ability. Right. I mean, because that emotional depth that Drake has and these songs on this album portray such a strong, intimate, and powerful experience for the listener that when you listen, you think to yourself, gosh, this really hits close to home. Like, I can feel what he's saying, and I've gone through exactly what he's saying. So I feel for him. But Drake and PND, they play off each other so well on this album. I love how there's a few tracks that are just Drake and then a few tracks that are just PND. Deeper by PND. That's that song right there, man. Incredible, man. I love everything about that track. I love the interlude, the PIMMIE'S Dilemma. That track right there, that's going to see a lot of Instagram reels putting that song as the song at the top, bro. That song, I don't know why I was thinking of the Buried Alive interlude off of Take Care. I mean, it sounds obviously way different than what this sounds like, the PIMMIE'S interlude, but like I was feeling kind of that, some sort of like connection in terms of the message, or maybe the, I don't know, just flow and vibe, I guess you could say, of the track. Let me know what you guys think about that too. How you guys feel about kind of Drake like referencing his old hits, his old kind of nostalgic, classic sounding sounds in his newer music, and how you feel about him doing that. And I love the name dropping he does throughout this album, especially in the track Small Town Fame, where he talks about Charlie XCX, Tate McRae. The Charlie XCX bar that he has in here is so crazy. I can't laugh. When I first heard this morning, I was listening to Making Breakfast. I was like, hold on, what? Like, I heard that. He said, I feel like Tate McRae putting Charlie up her nose, X on her tongue. She been geeking hard. She done had a brat summer. I was like, okay. And Drake also pops out with the on Meet Your Padre, kind of that smooth, Latina pop type sound that you hear on like Camila Cabello, or like that pop can sound, which is really smooth too. I was really vibing with that. When I first heard that song, I was like, man, this is not it. But I kind of kept listening to it. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see this one being bumped, across bars, clubs, across America, across the world. And as I'm looking through the production credits, man, I see a lot of Kid Masterpiece, who I have heard of before. I haven't seen 40 on here, which I was really surprised to see. I haven't seen 40. I saw DJ Lewis quite a bit. DJ Lewis, I'm just now finding out, is a French producer who he's on quite a few of these tracks. And also Internet Money is on When He's Gone, man. Shout out Casey Supreme and Internet Money for doing their thing down there, man. When He's Gone is a banger, bro. Nike Taz, Nico producer. So yeah, that song is incredible too, man. Shout out to everybody who put work on this project, man. It's a great project. 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to give that for real. And I mean, yeah, I'm going to be bumping this rest of this year, no doubt. So if I had to pick a top 3 favorite tracks on this album so far, man, I'm going to keep listening to it, and this will probably change as time goes on. But right now, 3 favorites probably got to be Mothballs, Spider-Man, Superman, and honestly, yeah, Greedy. Probably those 3. I would maybe interchange PIMMIE'S Dilemma with, that's a bonus. That's a bonus. But I do love the timing of this album. I love how it's dropping on Valentine's Day. I love the fact that Drake is coming back right after the Super Bowl to put out his, his response. I mean, this album isn't a complete response, but he does respond to Kendrick's beef on this album. But I just love how he came out kind of this very structured project that honestly, if you listen, you have to listen to in order to really kind of feel that full sense of completeness. But overall, I'm bumping this album every day, consistently going forward. And that's just what's going to be. If you guys enjoyed the video, man, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this album. What songs do you like? What songs do you don't like? Let me know, man. I'm curious. I respond to everybody. So let me know how you guys feel about this album. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to tune in for more music reviews, podcast episodes, and a whole bunch more coming soon, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.